Hey, what's going on guys? It's TrekYT here, or Nick, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today's video is about building caves. There's been a lot of requests on how I build my caves, and it's sort of just a terraforming extension, I guess. So I'm going to explain the do's and don'ts to building caves before I do my typical showing you guys like a time-lapse build of me doing it. So without further ado guys, let me jump right into that. So our first do and don't for building caves is when you're building your side walls to your cave, you're going to want to avoid building a 2x2 box that's fully exposed. Like, it kind of looks out of place just to have this random point right here. So one thing you can do to fix that is you can just take it out. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, if let's say I want to make this better, I could literally just add that, take that away, or add that, and then add that, and then it looks somewhat more presentable than it did before when it was just a little 2x2 box. That's the first don't. You want to try to make things as smooth as like circular as you can, even though you're only working with blocks, but that's the way that I use to make it look a lot better when I'm building a cave. So let's move on to our next one. So our next do and don't is you gotta add depth into your caves. So what I'm basically trying to say is you need to add sort of like cylindrical or sphere to the sides of your thing so they like pillow outwards. So on this left side, see, there's really nothing there as like for depth or anything. So what I did is on this side I just added a little bit more depth. It's the exact same thing except I just knocked out this, so now it looks a little bit better. That's my next do and don't, is add depth inside your cave instead of just having flat walls. Make it as detailed and like in-depth as possible, so that way it just looks more natural. Moving on to our next one, this is about placing in your diorite, your andesite, and your granite, and your dirt, and your gravel. This is how you would place it inside of a cave. So when doing it, you're not really going to want to just put it in like a little clump like this. I'll show you the general design that I try to do, and then I just kind of throw it on there. I try to keep this sort of like a diamond shape. So as you can see right here, this is where my diamond kind of starts. That's the bottom. There's your 3 wide, and then your 5 by is right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is right there. So I just kind of try to throw that as best as I can into something. It looks a lot better than this clump right here. I can make this look a little bit better by just adding that right there, and maybe just adding this right there. It looks a little bit better now because it's not all clumped up in one. So you're going to want to try to spread it out over the current like thing you already have. So what I would suggest doing is get your shape in your cave first with just stone before you add your details. This is just another way to do it. This is adding dirt and andesite. This is just combining the two to make them look a little bit better. This works, but what I would suggest is maybe throw that in there too, or just keep playing with things until it looks perfect. Now your coal works the exact same. It's the exception out of all of the ores that I'll go over next is you're going to want to do the exact same thing. You're going to want to try to put that diamond pattern. Coal clumps up in a lot larger amount of blocks, so you're going to want to throw more and more blocks down than just about 4 or 5, which is what most ores are normally collecting. Is about from 4 to 8 blocks is what you're going to want to do with ores. So speaking of ores, this is how you're going to want to put ores, and you're really going to want to stick to not showing all 4 sides of like a cube. So let's jump down to show you guys how these blocks should be placed. This goes for diamond, redstone, your quartz, your iron, and your gold. So you want to stick to blocks like this, but if you're going to have a block like that of the thing, you're going to want to like block that off or something, or block that off, or just block something off so only that's showing. It's so that way it looks a lot more cleaner. Like this, you could have this exposed like that. That looks clean. I just feel that the whole 4 blocks looks really unclean. So jumping back up top, this is what it would look more like in a cave setting. We have only 3 blocks exposed. Like if I were to put that there, that looks kind of weird. I mean, I could probably throw a block up there and it would look less weird, but I really try to stick to just having a 3 block showing as best as I can. The one exception in our ores is our emerald ore. The emerald is only placed in 1 block, so if you're gonna put more than 1 block, it just doesn't look natural. You might be able to get away with it if you're doing some sort of custom build, but if you're trying to make your cave look as best and most realistic as a naturally generated cave, you're gonna want to just place 1 single emerald ore. Like you can just place it right there. I would not suggest placing it towards the bottom of the cave. Like if you're gonna put it, I would put it on like the roof of the cave. It just looks cleaner up above, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is spawned in most times. So those are my do's and don'ts when it comes to cave building. I'll just jump into a time-lapse build of me putting all those ideas together, and I'll show you the guys right now. So guys, there's 2 different methods that I would suggest for building a cave, and that's addition and subtraction. Subtraction is not what I'm doing right here. This is what I'm doing is addition. I already have a hollowed out space that I'm just going to add blocks to it, and then subtraction is you have like a big solid block and you just keep breaking away blocks to the shape that you want. That one is a little bit more time consuming because I also have to go ahead and put addition in. So I would just stick to, if you have the option, I would just stick to addition. If you ever have a hollowed out space, like I hollowed the space out with just putting a bunch of different, like as I walk down the thing, I put in hollow cubes or whatever using world edit. If you have world edit, that makes every build in Minecraft a lot better and a lot easier. That's what I just suggest using. Let's get to the actual build. As you can see right now, I'm trying to get that perfect shape that I was talking about. I'm trying to avoid using the 2x2 blocks. I'm trying to get as much depth as I possibly can. I'm varying my heights on my ceiling. I'm varying my heights on my walls. You really just gotta keep working with it. This goes for just every Minecraft build in general. Is just keep working with it. Get the shape that you want. It takes time. It's not just gonna like pop right up and it's gonna be there. Practice makes perfect. So keep working with it. Get as good shape as you want. It takes a little bit. It took me a little while just to get the perfect shape, but after a little while of working with the blocks, I can get the perfect shape that I think works for me. So after I get this shape done, what I'm gonna do is you're gonna see me, it's gonna look like I paintbrushed on grass blocks. What I did is I used a Minecraft world edit brush to just paste on just on the stone blocks the grass that I wanted. This works very, very well, and then you can go back and you can add different blocks, like more grass blocks that help. That's what I'm doing right here, is I'm going to add more grass blocks in to get the shape that I want. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the brush technique again after I've finished with the ceiling over here. I'm going to go ahead and use the brush again to brush down a stone or a cobblestone and a gravel path. This works very well. If you guys want to see a video on advanced brushes or just advanced world edit, I can definitely show you the basics and some little tricks that I use here and there. So another idea for caves that I didn't talk about earlier is hiding your lighting. You can do this in a couple different ways. If you use the light gray carpet over top of a glowstone, that works very well. It matches the stone very well. I also like to throw leaves inside of my grass and then just throw a glowstone under that. That also provides a nice light source that kind of blends in but also works very well with the nature theme that I'm trying to get. Another thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put in grass. This is just for what I'm doing, is I like to throw my grass down my entire cave like it grew down the entire way. And so I go ahead and I put flowers and I put grass in. That works very, very well. And then I always like to put a little bit of a nature theme on most of my builds. So I go ahead and I add in a tree right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in some artificial lighting, like a post coming out of the thing or out of the wall, and then I'm gonna add, and then I'm gonna have my hanging light, which I love my hanging lights. I think they look perfect for Minecraft. And so as you can see right now, I have the perfect shape on all my walls. I have the nice detail on the floor, and then after I get all of that in, that's when I go ahead and then I add in my dirt, my andesite. So when you're adding your andesite and your diorite, like I said, sorry I got interrupted right there, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do the technique that I showed you earlier and try to get that more of a diamond shape. And then you also, with your ores, as you can see in your top left of your screen right now, I have just the 3 blocks exposed. You're going to want to keep it that way because I think it looks way more cleaner. You can do as whatever you want to do. That's just my suggestion. You guys came here for suggestions, so I'm giving you my suggestions. The dirt also in your top right of your screen right now is in the sort of a diamond shape. I think that looks very, very good. And so I'm going to give a last little pan through of the build that I did. It came out very, very nice, and I hope that you guys enjoy. So that's all I got for cave building today. If you guys took anything out of this video, please let me know what was best and most helpful for you guys to know in this video. If you guys have any other ideas for tips videos, please leave that in the comment section below as well. If you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like on it. It helps me out a ton. The support that I've been getting lately is amazing. I know that my views have been dying down, but the like to view ratio is amazing, and I can tell that there's some true fans out there that really, really enjoy my content. As always, guys, I love you all. See you guys later. Peace out.